Hello family, this is a real recap. I'm back. Please support me by sharing, subscribing. In the year 2055, scientific advancements have led to the development of robots within military forces. This development triggered a series of devastating wars progressively ravaging the Earth. In a bid to protect human lives, the government constructed protective sky nets over cities to prevent polluted air from infiltrating urban areas. However, the situation took a dramatic turn when a meteorite crashed into the B-16 region, releasing a perilous alien plant known as Pandora. This unique plant exhibits rapid growth upon contact with water. Interestingly, if managed correctly, it possesses the ability to purify the surrounding air effectively. Then it shifts to a meeting among several high-ranking military officials. Colonel Tam informs them of an impending double rainstorm which possesses a significant threat. The heavy rainfall will allow the Pandora plant to thrust uncontrollably. To combat this, Colonel Tam introduces Dr. Chan, who's developed a special type of gene bullet containing a unique virus. When these bullets are inserted into a device known as the Pandora pod pistol, they can cause a powerful combustion effect, simultaneously enhancing the plant's air-cleaning properties. Upon hearing this, General Chan Li realizes that the operation could potentially compromise the integrity of this kinet, raising concerns about the broader implications of their strategy. Colonel Tam requested a special unit of robots designed to deploy gene bullets into the critical area of the Pandora plant known as its pistol. This area functions like the plant's brain. The virus contained in the bullets would be ineffective if applied elsewhere. Tam emphasized the urgency of the mission, noting that if it failed, they would need to implement an alternate strategy. This backup plan involved launching a missile strike against Pandora, which could potentially result in the loss of at least 100,000 lives. Commander Chan acknowledged the gravity of the situation and stated that if such a tragedy occurred, they would need to devise a plan to mitigate the loss of life. Colonel Tam, however, insisted that their only viable option hinged on the success of the gene bullet mission. Following this discussion, Commander Chan introduced Colonel Tam Tyler, the leader of the Air Force unit assigned to the operation. He explained the tactical approach. First, they would need to deploy a poisonous gas bomb on Pandora. Subsequently, the Skyfish aircraft would circle the area to locate the plant's pistol and then launch an attack using robots equipped with gene bullets. Tyler expressed concerns about the high risk involved in the mission, to which Colonel Tam responded firmly, instructing him to follow orders without hesitation. The military unit soon embarked on their perilous mission, and as they prepared, Tyler reflected on his daughter, who had tragically died many years earlier, and placed her locket inside his aircraft for good luck. Meanwhile, in the B-16 residential area, a former Air Force soldier named Skunk observed the skies, noting 3 Skyfish aircrafts and another spaceship. He speculated about the nature of their mission. On one of the Skyfishes were 2 soldiers, Lincoln and Connor, while Connor girlfriend Lucy directed operations from the command center. As Tyler's unit entered Pandora's region, they encountered heavy rainfall. The 3 Skyfish positioned themselves strategically around the Pandora plant, which was rapidly losing moisture. Following Commander Chunkus' orders, they released 6 bombs onto the plant, creating a thick cloud of smoke that allowed them to infiltrate the area from the command center. Lucy cautioned the soldiers to be vigilant of any sudden movement from Pandora, urging them to retain alert and to be ready to evade danger. Unfortunately, amidst the chaos, one of the Skyfishes caught fire and crashed, leaving only 2 aircrafts remaining to carry out the mission. In a sudden turn of events, the Pandora plant launched an attack on another Skyfish, ruthlessly eliminating the entire crew on board. With only 1 Skyfish remaining, Tyler quickly communicated this grim update to the command center, and almost immediately the Pandora struck the last Skyfish, puncturing its fuel tank. In a desperate bid for survival, Tyler's crew fired relentlessly at the Pandora plant. As the Skyfish began to plummet, Tyler managed to execute a timely maneuver, redirecting the aircraft toward the location of Pandora's pistol. At long last, he pinpointed the area where the GAN bullets needed to be deployed. Meanwhile, Dr. Chan observed that the pistol area was still buried beneath the ground, and in response, Colonel Tam commanded the robotic unit to advance. Subsequently, the Oka spaceship deployed 2 military robots to assist in the operation. On another front, Major General Shun Li, who was overseeing the mission, executed a hack in the Okra system, and this resulted in a catastrophic explosion that obliterated the soldiers inside. The Okra then crashed directly into a nearby building, compounding the chaos of the operation. Afterward, only Tyler's spaceship remained to confront the Pandora plant, leading to a loss of communication with the command center. Despite this setback, though, Tyler managed to locate the position of the Pandora pistol. Unfortunately, as the fuel of the spaceship dwindled, it began to spin uncontrollably and ultimately crashed, marking the mission as a failure. In the midst of this despair, Tyler caught a glimpse of his deceased daughter's presence. Reigniting his determination, he quickly evacuated his crew from the downed Skyfish and made his way forward. Meanwhile, Colonel Tam received the news of the mission's failure and ordered the activation of Plan B. However, Commander Shenorn rejected, insisting that the mission was not yet over and that they should search for the remaining soldiers. Dr. Chan pointed out that the last Skyfish was very close to the location of the Pandora's pistol, and recognizing the urgency, Commander Chan decided to personally search for Tyler and his team, hoping to avoid the need for Plan B. Colonel Tam granted them 3 hours to accomplish this, warning that another storm was on the horizon. Tyler and his team eventually reached an abandoned hospital. Lincoln was in critical condition, and as they navigated the building they heard unsettling noises. Nevertheless, they managed to place Lincoln in a room for treatment while the remaining soldiers wore oxygen helmets to cope with the environment. Tyler set out to find medicine for Lincoln, who was in critical condition, while Connor worked to stop Lincoln's bleeding. At that moment, Commander Chen arrived in the B-16 area driving an armored truck, and he called upon his old comrade Skunk to join him on this rescue mission. Chen handed Skunk the same weapon that he had once used during their time in the Forge Mist, and Skunk readily agreed to assist. Determined to find their missing comrades, they crossed the border together in the hospital. Tyler located an injection tube in the pharmacy room, and suddenly he heard a voice and turned to see a doll that triggered memories of his daughter. Meanwhile, Connor also heard the same voice and left Lincoln's side to investigate. In a shocking turn of events, Lincoln was suddenly attacked from behind and then abducted. Concerned for Tyler, Chang ventured out to search for him. Tyler's phone rang in a distance just as a wild insect lunged at him. Reacting swiftly, Tyler seized the creature, drew his gun and dispatched it within moments. Meanwhile, Connor noticed the insect attempting to consume Lincoln and rushed in to save him, successfully pulling him away just in time. Afterward, Chen contacted the command center to request assistance in locating Tyler. He wore his armor suit and entrusted Skunk with control of the truck, and meanwhile Connor dashed to the opposite side and concealed himself inside a body bag, and the insect then summoned its allies while a young girl was seen hiding in a room, terrified of the creature. Just as the insect lunged to attack her, Tyler appeared and shot at, saving the girl's life. He quickly took her and fled, but soon found himself being pursued by another insect. Fortunately, Chang arrived just in time to eliminate the threat before it could strike. Chang then spotted Connor hiding in the body bag and angrily confronted him, expressing frustration over his failure to protect Lincoln. At that time, Skunk and Tyler reunited, and Skunk recalled the past conflict with Tyler, reflecting on the consequences of his disobedience that had led to many soldiers dying suddenly. The insects launched an attack on the soldiers, and the little girl Chang turned to Skunk, asked for a way to escape, and as they maneuvered away from the insects, a skunk broke through a wall from the outside, creating an exit for them. And meanwhile, in the command center, General Shanley instructed Colonel Tam to initiate Plan B without delay. When Connor reached out, he informed everyone that he was very close to the pistol, and this news disappointed General Shanley, who had hoped for a different outcome. Colonel Tam then reminded him that the Genin bullet mission was still incomplete and that they might have to resort to Plan B. Meanwhile, Lucy discovered that Connor was alive and urged him to return safely. Chang then informed his team about the crash and his intention to retrieve the gene bullets from the ship. However, Skunk and Tyler were reluctant to work together given that their friendship had been strained for 30 years. Chang emphasized the gravity of the situation, warning that if Plan B was executed, millions of innocent lives would be at stake, and therefore they had to complete Plan A at all costs. Connor pointed out that the Genin bullet box was actually part of Plan B, and with this in mind, Tyler wore his armor suit, preparing himself for the perilous task ahead. Afterward, he arrived at Plan B, where he sold a drone and initiated a scan, and Lucy informed Connor that during the initial mission someone had tampered with the signal. To uncover the truth, she urged Connor to locate the head of the Plan B robot, and Connor then decided to accompany Chang to the ship, and Skunk was also prepared to join, but Tyler intervened, taking the truck keys and instructing Skunk to stay behind. As a result, Chang, Connor, and Tyler set out together. However, if Tyler were to be halted by the little girl, only Connor and Chang would proceed. The girl pleaded with Tyler, explaining that her mother had succumbed to a deadly illness caused by a poisonous wind, leaving her all alone in the world. This resonated deeply with Tyler, as it reminded him of his own daughter who had died from a similar disease. Moved by her story, Tyler vowed to look after the girl from that moment on. And meanwhile, in Kimbleby, Drew successfully located the bullet box back at the side. Chang activated his armor and began to scale the building. However, his energy soon depleted, leaving him precariously hanging from the steel rod. Suddenly, Chang's grip slipped and he began to fail. Unfortunately, Tyler was there just in time to catch him. However, the building was on the verge of collapsing, so Tyler quickly pulled Chang to safety, and then they fled the scene. As they escaped, Tyler noticed a van containing a bullet box with just one bullet remaining, and meanwhile Connor had discovered a damaged robot and Kimbleby along with a grenade pin indicating that the robot had detonated a bomb on his ship. Determined to reach the bullet box, Connor with the help of Tyler and Chang attempted to climb down using a water pipe, and just then a swarm of insects began to attack Chang while Tyler hurriedly retrieved the bullet. The van suddenly plunged downwards. Now Tyler and Chang found themselves facing the insect together. As the dust began to settle around them, Connor disconnected the robot's remaining parts from its body, preparing for the next step in their battle. At that moment, a car was heading toward Connor, threatening to run him over. Just in time, Tola rushed in and pulled into safety. However, a bug emerged from the sea and began to attack them. Fortunately, Skunk appeared from behind, quickly intervening to separate the bug from Connor and Tyler. He then used his electric weapon to eliminate several more bugs. Realizing the imminent danger of the building collapsing, the group knew that they had to escape quickly, however the batteries and their armor suits were nearly depleted. Despite this, they managed to flee just in time, and returned the keys to Skunk and expressed his gratitude for his help. Afterward, Chang contacted the command center to inform them that he had successfully located the gene bullet, and Shan Li listened intently to the update. Afterward, when Connor confronted the leader of the news robot, he discovered that someone had hacked it, resulting in an explosion on Orca ship. Tyler, upon learning this, became furious and launched an attack on Connor, Colonel Tam, and their unit. In the midst of the chaos, Chang voiced a suspicion that General Shan Li was involved, and Connor then examined the robot's command input, and Chang's suspicion was confirmed. General Shan Li had orchestrated the blast on Orca's ship. Chang decided to confront Shan Li directly, demanding a confession. However, Shan Li denied any wrongdoing, claiming he was dispatching an army of robots to eliminate them, and following this, Shan Li hacked into their signal, severing their connection to the control center. And with only 30 minutes left until the arrival of the second storm, Chang and his team prepared for another mission to install a gene bullet in Pandora. As they set out, Chen Lei's robots launched an attack on their truck from behind, and in response, Tyler and Chang threw bombs and maneuvered the vehicle to fend off the assault, while Skunk utilized the truck's weapons to engage the robot. Just as three robots managed to board the truck, Skunk abruptly stopped the vehicle, causing one of the robots to tumble in front of it. After that, Skunk fired the truck's weapon at the robot. Tyler managed to grab hold of the robot with one hand while wielding a weapon in the other. Meanwhile, Chang engaged a robot perched on top of the truck while Tyler was busy fighting another robot inside the vehicle. Suddenly, a grenade was thrown into the truck by one of the robots, but Pansy reacted quickly and tossed it out just in time. At this point, Tyler's armor suit was running low on battery, and in a swift move, he used a snowball attack to destroy the robot. Chang then leaped onto the roof, slamming the robot and throwing it off the truck, and they accelerated away, but suddenly two shield-breaking missiles were launched at them, and Skunk quickly soared the truck, causing the missiles to strike the bridge directly. The resulting explosion was massive, shattering the bridge, but their truck soared through the air and landed safely on the other side. Just as they thought they were in the clear, another robot rose up from behind and began to pursue them, and in response, Chang handed the gene bullet to Tyler and jumped onto the robot to confront it directly. He redirected the robot's gun with his hand, forcing it to release its grip on the truck, and in the process both Chang and the robot fell off. Meanwhile, Tyler and the other soldiers pressed forward. Chang regained consciousness, his shield-breaking armor damaged, and realized that there were only 15 minutes before the second storm hit. Concerned, Colonel Tam instructed Orca to prepare the ship, as they might need to implement Plan B at any moment. Tyler and his team finally arrived at their designated location, and in the command center, Lucy noticed that a robot named Tamua was disrupting their signal and quickly informed Colonel Tam of the situation. Tamua was advancing rapidly to engage Tyler and his team, and Tyler instructed Connor to place a bomb in a hole in the ground, and at that moment Pansy embraced Tyler. Tears in her eyes, he assured her that he would return safely, but advised her to take cover in a nearby car. Tyler then entrusted the Genin bullet to Connor and handed over the mission responsibilities to him, and Connor carefully placed the bomb on the ground near the pistol, and Skunk urged Tyler that they needed to take down the robot together to prevent Plan B from being initiated. As soon as Tamua appeared, Tyler began firing his weapon indiscriminately at the robot, and in the chaos, Tamua accidentally fired his weapon in the direction of the Cat-Uni weapons, and taking advantage of the distraction, Tyler sprinted away while Skunk prepared to launch a missile at Tamua from the opposite side, and meanwhile, Tyler managed to disable Tamua's interceptor from behind. This action re-established their connection with the command center, and Lucy quickly provided Colonel Tam with a file containing incriminating evidence against Shan Li. Colonel Tam immediately reached out to Shan Li, demanding that he help the robot's actions. However, Shan Li responded by ordering the initiation of Plan B. As this unfolded, Tyler was still evading Tamua, but his armor suit's battery was nearing depletion. Skunk launched a missile at the robot from behind, resulting in a powerful explosion on the ground. As soon as Connor planted the bomb on the ground, the robot emerged from its shell once more. The robot immediately began firing, while Connor prompting Tyler to rush in to assist him. When Angie arrived at Connor's side, he reassured her that he was perfectly fine. Tyler, gathering all his remaining strength and weapons, confronted the robot head-on. However, the robot retaliated with a powerful blow to Tyler's head, causing him to crash heavily on the ground. Undeterred, the robot quickly regained its footing and prepared to launch an attack on the Panzer. Tyler, knowing the skates risked everything to stop it, Skunk seized the opportunity to strike Tamua again, and delivering a devastating blow that caused the robot's chest to burst open. As the battle rages on, rain begins to fall once more, and Pandora accelerates forward. Meanwhile, Ito's two ships arrived at the pistol, ready to initiate Plan B. Skunk managed to reach Tyler and the Panzer just in time to regroup for the next phase of their mission. He informed Colonel Tam that he would enter the pistol, leading Tam to temporarily halt Plan B. Skunk took the gene bullet in hand and proceeded into Pandora's pistol. However, once inside, he encountered a swarm of insects outside. Chaos erupted in Pandora City, causing widespread panic amongst the residents, but nevertheless, Skunk quickly activated the gene bullet, releasing a special virus that eradicated the insects within moments. The curse afflicting Pandora ceased, and Dr. Chen then announced that their operation had been successful. filling the command center with joy and in relief. During this time, Colonel Tam heard gunfire coming from General Shanley's office, and when he entered the room he discovered Shli was dead. A week after these events, Dr. Chen modified Pandora's gen so that they no longer posed a threat to DY. In fact, he purified the air surrounding the area, making it habitable for humans once again. In B-16, Tyler and Skunk rekindled their friendship, and Skunk rejoined the army. Ultimately, DY began to flourish and regain its greenery, and with this newfound hope, humanity recognized its responsibility to protect D moving forward. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to share, subscribe, comment, and I'll be back soon.